Countless defeats are becoming hallmark of Angel Reese. On live TV, the Washington Mystics didn't play a basketball game. They served a public beating, and Angel Reese was front and center for all of it.
Listen, the Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot, stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia.
From the very first whistle, it looked like the Sky had no business being on the court. And just a few minutes in, the announcers were already laughing. Not cheering, not analyzing, laughing. The Mystics didn't just beat the Sky, they put belt to ass. It was ugly. And Reese, she wasn't just on the court, she was the one getting spun, out-hustled, and flat-out exposed. Her team looked lost, she looked like a liability, and millions of fans watched it unfold in real time. The best part? That was just the first quarter. We haven't even gotten to the too small taunt, or the Candace Parker bombshell that was exploded after the game. What happened next turned a bad night into a full-blown PR disaster, and Angel Reese walked right into it. On paper, it doesn't look that bad. 22 points, 13 rebounds. Another double-double for Angel Reese.
Shot 35%, 22 points, 13 rebounds, got to the free throw line multiple times, 11 free throws for Angel Reese, but the bloopies were blooping, and oh boy, here we go. All right, we go, right, easy open layup, and a stoink right off the bottom of the backboard, and we're just asking for a foul. We're asking for a foul. We throw the ball off the bottom, that's like the bottom side of the backboard, asking for a foul, no foul to be given.
But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Those numbers mean nothing when your team gets cooked by 17 points. This wasn't a hard-fought loss. This was a public undressing. And Reese, she was on the floor for 28 minutes of it. The Chicago Sky didn't just lose, they got embarrassed. And yet social media lit up with Angel still hooping. But let's break this down. While Reese was padding her stats, the Washington Mystics were tearing the Sky's defense apart, dropping 52 points in the paint. You know what that means? It means the one player who's supposed to protect the rim was just watching the house burn down. 6 for 16 from the field, 5 fouls, and most of her rebounds off her own misses. That's not dominance, that's cleanup duty. And the wildest part? She still got praise for it, as if stat lines can erase the fact that her team sits at 7 wins and 19 losses near the bottom of the league. They're not losing close games, they're getting run off the floor. But sure, let's celebrate the double-doubles like it's 2K My Career. It did not stop here because what's coming next? It's even more brutal. 2 rookies, 1 game. A history-making performance that made Reese and her team look like a warm-up squad. If Angel Reese thought things couldn't get worse after that beatdown, she was dead wrong. Because on the same night she was struggling to hold the paint, 2 rookies stepped onto her home court and made WNBA history. Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafen didn't just show up, they took over. Citron dropped 28, Iriafen added 22 and 10. And together, they became the first rookie duo in Mystics history to both score 20-plus points in the same game. Think about that. 2 first-year players on the road outscoring the entire Sky starting lineup, including the so-called star who claimed her team had the best young core in the league. And the way they did it? Personal, ruthless. They attacked the paint like they were daring Reese to stop them, but she couldn't. Every bucket felt like a message. Every rebound, every assist, every blown defensive rotation from Chicago just made it clearer. The Mystics didn't respect the Sky. They exposed them. And Reese was right in the middle of it, chasing the play while Citron and Iriafen danced their way into the record books. It was pure, televised humiliation. There are bad plays, there are tough matchups, and then there's what happened to Angel Reese on national television. Early in the game, Shakira Austin sized her up, drove straight into her chest, and banked it in easy bucket. But she didn't just walk away. Number A, she jogged back down the court. Austin hit Reese with the too small gesture. A savage, subtle, humiliating taunt. And the worst part? The announcers caught it. The cameras caught it. The world saw it. That moment wasn't just disrespect. It was symbolic. It was Austin letting everyone know. Reese isn't a threat. She's food. And even the broadcasters couldn't help themselves. You could hear the laughter start to creep into their voices. That half second where they realized what just happened, then tried to cover it up like it wasn't real. But it was. And it was devastating. And it gets even worse. Because while Reese was getting clowned on court, Candace Parker, a 3-time champion, was about to drop a truth bomb off it. And when Reese saw it, she didn't answer with game. She answered with tweets. Right after the blowout loss, when the dust hadn't even settled, Candace Parker lit the match. On her new podcast with Aja Wilson and Aaliyah Boston, she dropped a tier list of WNBA players. And where did Angel Reese land? C tier, right next to other developing role players. No top billing, no special treatment, just cold, honest basketball truth from a legend with 3 rings and 2 MVPs to her name. Candace didn't say it with hate. She said it with calm, analytical precision. Reese is great at what she does. Offensive rebounding, she said. But she's not someone you build a franchise around yet. She's not your first or second option. That wasn't shade. It was straight up reality. And yet, Reese didn't take it like that. Instead of answering with film study or better defense, Reese fired off a tweet. Clout is one hell of a drug. No name, no direct quote. Just enough to let everyone know exactly who she was talking about. It was classic deflection, classic distraction, classic social media smoke bomb. But the timing made it even worse. Reese had just been embarrassed on the court, just been taunted by rookies, just watched her defense collapse. And now, instead of showing growth, she started beef with a Hall of Famer. But we're not done, because there's still one more comparison that makes this whole situation explode. It's time to bring Caitlin Clark into the conversation. While Angel Reese was beefing with legends and blaming the media, Caitlin Clark was doing what stars do, winning games and changing a franchise. No cryptic tweets, no drama, just results. Clark walked into the WNBA and didn't just put up numbers, she elevated everyone around her. The Indiana Fever went from laughingstock to playoff contenders, not because she dropped 30 every night, but because she made her entire team better. Players like Lexi Hull, thriving, Kelsey Mitchell, finding new offensive rhythm, Aaliyah Boston, playing like a first option center again. Clark didn't come in demanding the spotlight. The spotlight followed her because her game was undeniable. That's the difference. Reese talks about being the reason people watch women's basketball. Clark? She doesn't talk. She sells out arenas. She breaks viewership records. She moves the needle. Actually, scratch that. She is the needle. And while Clark quietly proves herself night after night, Reese's season feels like a highlight reel of contradictions. Double-doubles that don't lead to wins. Viral sound bites instead of team chemistry. And now, a full-blown identity crisis where she's chasing clout one moment and complaining about it the next. The uncomfortable truth is right there in the standings. One player builds a future, the other builds a feed. And that brings us to the final piece, a cold final mic drop that sums up exactly where these two stars are headed. So here we are. One rookie carried her team into relevance, uplifted her teammates, and turned every arena into a sellout tour. The other collected empty stats while her team sank to the bottom of the league and then picked fights on Twitter when things didn't go her way. The difference isn't subtle anymore. It's loud, it's public, and it's painful. Angel Reese is the double-double queen of a losing team, racking up rebounds while her defense gets cooked nightly. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is stacking wins, building chemistry, and earning respect the hard way. Not with Instagram captions, but with leadership, grit, and game. And fans, they see it. They know. The market doesn't lie. You can't fake packed arenas. You can't fake resale chaos. You can't fake the energy when Caitlin Clark walks into a building. Reese may dominate the headlines, but Clark is dominating the league. One play, one pass, one win at a time. That's the real story. That's the split screen the WNBA doesn't want to talk about. On one side, hype and hashtags. On the other, actual basketball impact. So if you're watching all this unfold and still wondering who's really changing the game, just look at the scoreboard. Look at the standings. Look at the fan base. One of them is building a legacy. The other is building a brand.